Very dear students and my friends, welcome to my YouTube channel, Dr. Ahmed. In this short video today, we shall be discussing about the character of Asghar in the novel Twilight in Delhi by Professor Ahmed Ali. Asghar is also the protagonist of the story, but that part of the story which deals with colonized India and its impact upon the people of India. We have already discussed Mir Nihal's character, who is also a protagonist in this story. But Asghar is going to be nearer to the protagonist, or so we can also say a type of hero of the traditional novel, because this novel carries many elements of traditional novel as well as the political elements in it. So Asghar's character should be discussed with this point of view. The very first thing that we should say about Asghar, that he is a young man. He is the new generation that is growing young under the influence of English colonial setup, and that is why it is well versed with the English language and is up to some extent knowing English culture and is practicing some of the things of social importance or financial importance or even that of the educational importance this generation is practicing. For example, Asghar is doing a job in an office which is established by the British government, and he is also wearing the dresses which are the copy of the British people here, British colonial masters especially. And he is speaking English language as well. He is wearing boots also in the same way. And up to some extent he appears to be a Babu, as it used to be during the colonial India. So Asghar is a Babu, very much different from his father, Mir Nihal. So if Mir Nihal was on the one hand representative of the traditional culture, this Asghar is going to be the representative of the intervened culture, interfered culture, or a colonized culture in India, that he was the very epitome of the change which is occurring there. He is an educated person and therefore knows that he has to earn his living through his job, and that is why he does not carry such ideals as the white people are Ferengis and they should be hated, they should be disliked, and they have usurped their country. This is what Mir Nihal represents, but Asghar does not talk like that. Instead of that, Asghar is more prone to romanticism, imagination, and as a lover, as the hero of the traditional novel can be. But he is different from the traditional hero as well, because first of all, he pines for the love of Bilqis, and in order to achieve the love of that girl, he makes requests to his mother, to his father, and he also invites his sister, who ultimately is able to convince the father that there should be the marriage bond between Bilqis and Asghar. He is not only doing these things, but also he is expressing his love before his friend who is famous kite flyer, and he goes there and talks to him in a very, very, very different terms of sadness. And he also visits the kotha or the place of Mushtri Bai, who actually feels love for this Asghar and expresses her love for Asghar as well. But of course, Asghar is not in love with her to marry her, but he listens to her song, he looks at his dance, and then he appreciates her beauty also, but he is more interested in Bilqis, and he even goes to the extent of saying that if he does not marry Bilqis, or if he is not allowed to do so, he will be committing suicide. So this type of intensity of love is there. But as soon as Bilqis dies, he becomes hungry for the love of Zohra, who is younger sister of Bilqis. But of course he couldn't have Zohra, even when he had a daughter from his first marriage with Bilqis. That daughter possibly was very small, and she needed the love of another woman, another mother, who could be best possible other than Zohra. But Asghar was denied the love of Zohra. No marriage could take place, and Asghar was left alone with his daughter. So in this way, he is the one who falls in love, and then he loses his love, first in the shape of death and secondly in the shape of rejection. And he continues to pine for the love of that girl, Zohra. And he continues to sing sad songs and sad poetry. So that is why he is a type of traditional hero who longs for the love of woman and hankers for that love of woman. So that is the characteristic of the character of Asghar. He is romantic in the sense also that when he is sleeping on his cot on the roof and he is looking at the stars, he dreams about different girls, he dreams about the beauty of nature, he dreams about rising up into the sky and then meeting different girls and beautiful girls. He appreciates their beauty and ultimately comes down as well. So that is the kind of love that matter has been talked about by Ahmed Ali in his novel. So love is not that of Laila and Majnu love or Sasi and Punu love. It is the love of 20th century, where the replacement of one is possible with another, and if possible the third replacement can also come. This is the type of indication given by the writer, but it may be not so the case with Asghar. But what the story projects is like that. Asghar is, shifting his love. But of course, after the loss of one love, then he goes to the second one and third one as well. Asghar is a well-mannered person. He doesn't fight with the people. He is all the time, doing those things which are helpful for the others. He is meeting his friends also. He is playing certain games outside also. But mostly he is lost in his job, and then he is lost in his love making. And then he is lost in, fulfilling all his desires and whatever he wants to do. And he is, like his father, not that much interested in the appearance of the British soldiers, in the presence of the British people there. For example, once he was traveling and walking and he could see the British soldier there, and people tell him that coronation is going to take place. She may be attending to that, but he refuses to do so because he says that he has a more important matter to deal with, and that was the matter of love, of course. He is the inheritor of the Mughal culture as well. Actually, he's the one who's a hybrid. I mean that he is apparently adopting the British culture, but actually he's born in India, and so he carries some of the elements and aspects of the Muslim Mughal culture as well. He loves his sister as well. He respects her, and then he loves the other people as well. He's not hating anybody at all. He's loved by other people as well. So in this way, he's the most acceptable person. In a way, we can say that he is a simple, very much intelligent type of person, but then he has got a habit as well that he gets fed up with the things. He wants change, very quick change. For example, when he was married to Bilqis, he married her with great efforts, but very soon he became disillusioned from the love of Bilqis because he needed a girl who should be talkative, who should be running, dancing, very smart, and all the time playing with him and making him happy. Bilqis was not of that kind. She was simple-minded, simple girl, and that's why very soon got fed up of and didn't give her that much attention which was required. And he couldn't realize that in that way he was creating trouble for Bilqis, and she became ill and sick very soon, most probably because of this lack of attention, and died as well. He's a good father because he takes care of his daughter, and more he falls in love with Zuhra, not anybody else, because Zuhra could be a very good replacement in order to give love and care to his daughter. And he's very much poetic-like. He most of the time quotes poetry. He loves to sing poetry. He tells the people that we have this type of poetry and we can use this poetry as well. So in that way, he's also, up to some extent, submerged in the Muslim Mughal culture that they wanted to read poetry or poetic lines everywhere. He's not interested in any business. He's doing his job, and that's why it's quite sufficient for him. And he is not superstitious as well, because when whole of the home enters in the superstitious type of attitude, because when the rains come, when the storm comes, Asghar is not taking part in all that because he's the educated one. So Asghar's character can be summed up as a young, beautiful person, as a powerful person in himself, as a lover, as a romantic person, and representative of the change. And he is the one who is a particular young man who's more interested in his career rather than weeping for the loss of Mughal culture or Mughal government or rule in this India. So he was fitter in the society as compared to Mir Nihal. Mir Nihal was fitter in that part of society where Mughal culture survived. But Asghar is fitter than Mir Nihal in that part of the story where British culture is dominating, where colonialism is dominating, and the impact and effects of colonialism could be felt. So he is the one who is representative of the newfound culture after the intervention from the British side. So these things, if are written about the character of Asghar, students can win good marks, but then every point has to be supported by some textual evidence, by some critical evidence, or by some philosophical evidence. If this is done by referring to it, definitely better marks can be achieved. So thank you for watching. Hopefully you like it. If you understand something, do not fail to hit the subscribe button and the like button. Comment also can be given. And till that time, we meet in next video. Keep happy, keep loving, keep satisfied.